First down later. 27-23 is your final. Tennessee, by the way, gave up more than 20 points in a game for the first time this season. The Bucs' second 2-5 start since 2015. That was the year that Tampa Bay drafted Jameis Winston. I mentioned his turnovers. He had 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions. But if you ask his head coach, those picks were not his fault.
Everybody's going to want to say, okay, Jameis threw interceptions. Jameis didn't throw one damn interception. That was his fault. His receivers let him down today. Guys stopped on routes that were supposed to be going down the middle. The last play was supposed to go down the middle. Should have been a big play. He played his tail off. And you can write what you want. But not one of those interceptions was his fault. And it's a damn shame. I don't play for next year. Are you guaranteed next year? I'm not. I'm trying to win every damn game we play. So I don't give a shit about next year. And you can write that anywhere you want it. But I ain't giving a shit about trades. I want to beat Seattle.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this because we're supposed to be professionals. I love Bruce Arians. I just love his honesty. I love what he says because
that doesn't make you not a professional.
He's real, though. Yeah. He's real. Nonetheless, the struggle's been real for Jameis Winston over the past 2 games. Despite some big outputs in yards, his completion rate has been way down. Glaring problem, though, those turnovers, 10 of them. His most over 2-game span in his NFL career. His previous worst 2-game stretch for turnovers was 7.
So let's move on to the Giants and the Lions before we eventually move on to the Panthers and the 49ers, Raiders, Texans, Browns, Pats, all to come until we go till 8 o'clock. Danny Dimes, I wouldn't say the honeymoon is quite over because you're going to have some stats to say he looked all right today. Yep. But the Giants had their league-leading 19th turnover to help the Lions of the curious 2-3-1 record. Third quarter, Lions with the ball and the lead. Stafford to Kenny Golladay. Yes. 24-13. In the fourth, they're up 24-19. Little razzle-dazzle. Golladay back to Stafford. Golladay is there again, and the Lions go on to win 31-26. The Lions, as you know, have had a couple of really tough luck losses this season, but they were able to outpace Danny Dimes and company today, 31-26. I kind of mentioned the numbers that he had. Let's take a little bit of a closer look at Daniel Jones' performance today before we welcome in Ryan Clark and John Fox. Here it is for you. Big day for Daniel Jones. 300 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and no picks for a rookie in NFL history. Daniel Jones is on that list. Once again, the box score said he looked great, but the Giants did not. They lose to the Lions. That's just one of a number of stories, Mike, in the early window in the NFL today.
As promised, Ryan Clark, John Fox. And I was talking about your basketball defense because I think it wasn't as good as your football defense. So there was no harm involved there, Ryan.
All district, all metro got MVP votes, and it wasn't because of my jump shot.
So you know what that was? I set you up so you could tell America you're a good basketball player.
Thank you. You're welcome. That's why you do TV, Eve.
You're welcome.
My guy.
All right. These guys are here. We're going to talk about the late games coming up momentarily, but we got to go back to an earlier game, Zubin, and that was what we saw with the Panthers and the Niners because San Francisco really this good? I mean, they're dropping like mad points on people, making professional teams look bad out here with these highlights, Zubin.
ESPN executives salivating over the undefeated Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo Super Bowl to come in Miami.
Yes, we are.
Excited about that. Getting excited about Tevin Coleman, Rye. He had a game for the ages.
They've been waiting for Tevin Coleman to get healthy. Missed a little bit early on in the season, but he got rolling today.
And then this one for 48, and it was all Niners all day, Coach.
Yeah, they ran the ball, and they run the ball all season. They're starting to get healthy. And look, getting Emmanuel Sanders obviously is going to help. That defense is for real.
They picked him up in the Broncos last week. Ryan, Nick Bosa, I mean, he was a terror. 3 sacks in the first half, also had a pick.
Listen, anytime your daddy that swole, you know what type of player that you're going to be. Nick
better be.
He's been coming along since the Cleveland game, and we're seeing him make more and more plays. Now he's just in the competition to know who's better between him and his brother.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to tackle him. You notice that? Nobody wanted to really tackle him.
I wouldn't have tackled him either.
It wasn't going down easy.
No, he was not.
No. Ask Baker Mayfield about that on Monday Night Football, and ask Kyle Allen about that today. By the way, Allen finally threw a pick. He actually had 3. He had gone 159 passes in his NFL career before throwing an interception, but it was all downhill as the 49ers crack a half 100. Ron Rivera, what say you?
Well, things got away from us when we missed opportunities to get off the field on 3rd down. And that was tough, unfortunately. And then, they get a little bit of a lead, and then you can make some things happen.
What were they doing
Well, we were getting out of our creases, and they were blocking us out of our creases. And, you know, it's just one of those things. You know, I'm going to take a look at the tape, and we'll go from there. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here and criticize. We'll take the blame, okay? We got beat by a better football team today. On me as the head coach to make sure we do things the right way, okay? Whatever happened on that football field will be corrected, and that's all we can do. I'm not going to look back, and I'm not going to put blame on anybody but myself. It's that simple. Well, the biggest thing more so than anything else, as we talked about, is that we got to learn from this, okay? There's some things that happen on the tape that we got to get corrected, and that's the truth of the matter. And, you know, as I said, I'm going to take the responsibility, and we're going to move on from there.
Yeah, I thought we played very well down there. You know, hopefully as the year goes, we don't end up where we've been ranked here these last 6 games. Hopefully we can balance that out. I know we took a good step in that direction today, but it's week to week. Loved having Emmanuel out there. It was very fun. You know, he came out, helped us big at the beginning, and had a few big passes to him. Had that touchdown. I think it was tipped, so he made a hell of a play on it. But no, guys did good all up and down the field today. No, I have not. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's always one game at a time, and, you know, the more games you win, the more confidence guys get. Just like the more games you lose in a row, the less confidence you get. It's both can be a little bit contagious to the team, and, you know, I think our guys, you know, we've won a lot of different ways, been in a lot of different types of games, and I think our guys, the more you do that, the more you can reassure yourself that you can pull out certain types of wins when it's low scoring, high scoring, when you have certain injuries, when you got to play in certain weather. The more you can have a team that does that stuff, is something you can always go back on, and no matter what the circumstances are, you can find a way to